So let's create the BPM application. Okay. So I'm going to create a BPM project. So these are all BPM related projects. Okay. The root one is BPM developer project. So select your BPM developer project, and the destination environment is BPM. So select BPM and specify your project name. Okay. Okay, so select next. Now these are the BPM artifacts. Okay, these are the BPM artifacts. So the process model will be automatically configured. Okay, the process model will be automatically selected, and the business objects also automatically selected. Now if at all you want to involve users, okay, if you want to involve users, you have to select organization model. So select organization model. So when you want to create human centric process, you have to use organization model. But if you simply wants to create only technical oriented process, so you have to use, you don't require organization model. Okay, so human centric business processes must always be selected with organization model. So select next. So this organization model it will create. Okay, it will create this organization model. Okay, now so select next. And it will create the business object model. Okay, it will create this business object model. Okay, select next. And it will create the process model, so which is contains XPDL. So it will create this XPDL. Okay, now so select next. So nothing to specify here. And you can give a name for your process. So these are all process templates. Okay, so you can select any of the templates that you wish. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to give a name for my process. So next. Confused. So this is our process now. So first let's create the data objects. Okay, so let's create the data objects. So select the bomb. Okay, so select the bomb, so which is business object mode. So here you will be creating the objects. So the business objects will be represented using the classes. Okay, so will be represented using classes. Okay, so let's configure one class. So we'll create a pretty simple process. So I'll just create only one class. So select class and specify here. Okay, and give a name for it. Okay, it's claim request. And in that, so I will specify attributes. Okay, I will specify attributes. So just select that attribute list. So okay, now so this claim application will refer so one more object. So I'll create one class. Name this as application. Specify name. age, contact, profile. Okay, so we will be referring this class object from here. Okay, we'll be referring this class object from here. So that's why, so select the claim application and go to type, so click on browse and select application. So these are all BPM types. Okay, these are all BPM types. Okay, and these are the types that we have created. Okay, these are the types that we have created. Okay, so select application. Okay, now, so you can send response if you wish. So I will create another class. Okay, I will create another class like claim status or okay. So these are my objects. Okay, so these are my objects. Now, so we have created the objects. Okay, we have created the objects. Now these business objects you have to refer from your process. Okay, from your process you have to refer these business objects. So currently these objects are business objects. Okay, currently these objects are business objects. Okay, currently these objects are business objects. Now you have to make them as process objects or you have to make them as process variables. So then you can use them into your business process. Okay, then you can use them into business process. Okay, now, so you can see here two options you have, parameters and data fields. Okay, having two options, parameters and data fields. So what's the difference between them here? So you define parameters for external access. Okay, you define parameter for external access. So which means you want to expose your process as a service, or you are calling one process from another process. So in those cases you're going to define parameters. And the next one you have data fields. Okay, the next one you have data fields. You will be creating data fields. You'll be using data field So when you want to use the data within the process, so the scope of data field, okay, the scope of data field will be the current process only. In whichever process you define, the scope will be only to the scope of that variable will be within that process only. Within the process usage, use data field, but for import and export, use parameters. Okay, for import and export, use parameters. Okay, so okay, so in my case, so I'm going to make this process as a service. Okay, I'm going to make this business process as a service so that this process can be invoked from any type of application. You can call it from BW or you can call it from .NET. So from any platform you can call your application, this business process. So I'm going to make this process, this business process as a service. So that's why. So I'm going to define one input parameter. So go to parameters and then select new. Okay, select new parameter. So you have to specify the type. So whether it is input type or output type, you have to specify. So I'm going to make that as input type. And this is not a primitive type, it's a business object type it is. So that's why select BOM type. Okay, select BOM type. Now go to type, click on browse and select claim request. Okay, select claim request and then okay. So give a name for it. Okay, claim request. So that's it. Yes, next. And if you want to set any default values, you can assign the default values here. So since it is class type, you cannot set the values here. Okay. So next and finished. Okay. Now, now, so this claim result we will be using within the process so that the business process users will be working on it. So this claim result, I am going to make it as a normal data field. So select data field, new data field. Now select BOM type. So you can see here there is no input and output type here. Okay, you don't have any input and output type. Okay, you're not having any input and output type. Okay, so so you're not going to use it for external access. So you will be using that within the process. So select BOM type and specify. Okay, so go to type and then select your object and result. Okay, so select next and then finish. Okay, so your process has some data fields. Now, so let's configure the business process itself. Now go to the process. Now, so you model the business process using BPMN. Okay, you model the business process using BPMN. So just go to the palette. So these are all BPM activities. Okay, these are all BPM activities. Okay, now, so first you have to specify your process information. Okay, so you have to specify the activities within your process. Okay, so first I'm going to receive the message. Okay, I'm going to receive the message. So that's why. So first I'm going to specify one start event. It is click and click. So click the start event and click it here. And obviously you will be ending the process. Go to end event and specify that here. Okay, so you will be having, so the BPM artifacts are categorized into 3 sections. Okay, you'll be having 3 types of BPM artifacts. So one is activity, second one is gateways, and third one is events. Okay, the third one is event. The BPMN 2.0 version, so that has lots of eventing features. Okay, that is having lots of eventing features. So that's why, so it is more flexible currently. So BPM applications are so very flexible currently. So lots of features they have. Okay, so this is my start event. So under events you will be having 3 type of events: start events, end event, and other type is intermediate events. Okay, other type is intermediate events. So these are the 3 types of events. So under intermediate event, once again you have 2 types: send intermediate event and receive intermediate event, or throw intermediate event and catch intermediate event. Okay, so these are the types of events we have, but the most widely used are message based events. Okay, amongst all these events, the most widely used are message based events, and then timer based events, but frequently we will be using the message based events. Okay, now our simple requirement is when the client send request for loan or the claim. Okay, when the client forward the claim information, we'll just review that claim application. Okay, so the one user will review that claim application and he is going to approve or he is going to reject that. Okay, so you have to take the request, the claim request you have to accept. So that's why, so go to start event. Now we are going to make this process as a service. So go to start event and go to trigger type and select message. So these are all start message event types. Okay, select message. Okay, select the trigger type as message and then name it. Okay, get claim request. Now, so you are supposed to specify. Okay, you are supposed to specify what parameter you want to receive, what parameter you want to receive as part of request. So that's why go to interface. Okay, go to interface and go to parameters, click on plus and select the parameter and add. Okay, select the parameter, add it. And then okay. Okay, now so when you save it, it will automatically create one Visual file. Now right now you can see, so you don't have any one special folder which is called generated services. Okay, not having any special folder, so which is called generated services. Now when I save it, so it will create one folder generated services, and in that you will be having one Visual file. So you can see generated services folder is created, and in that you will have the Visual file. If you open the Visual file, there you can see your business processes will be the interface, and the start message event will be operation. Okay, your start message event will become operation, and that you have defined only one parameter, so that's why it is showing claim request. Okay, so extract wisdom. So when you deploy your application, so you can generate concrete wisdom from the admin, Okay, when you deploy this application, you can generate the concrete visual from the admin. Okay, so now, so with this configuration makes your business process as a service. Okay, now you have to specify after receiving request what you want to do. Okay, after receiving request what you want to do, you have to specify. We'll just perform a review task, so that's why. So specify one user task. So there you have tasks, and from there, so these are the options you have. Okay, so I want to specify user task, so select user task and specify here. Okay, so I will be having some condition flow here. Okay, I will be having some condition flow, so that's why. So you represent conditions here using gateways. Okay, you represent conditions using gateways. So go to the gateways, and these are all the types of gateways you have. So I want to have conditional based flow, so for that you require XOR gateway. Okay, that's what you call as exclusive gateway. Okay, you require exclusive gateway. So this is the default one, and this is the most widely used. And select exclusive gateway and specify. Okay. So for now, I will just connect these activities. Okay. Now we need to connect these activities. Okay, we need to connect these activities. So how do you connect these activities? By using sequence flow. So you have to use sequence flow to connect these activities. Okay. Okay, so select the sequence flow. Now, so select this activity and then just drag and drop it onto user task. Okay, one line will be drawn. And so you can draw the transition from here itself. There you can see the circle with line icon is there. So that you can use to connect this activity. So select that and drag it. Okay, and then so select the circle and connect. That's it. Okay, so we're not going to do anything for the condition as of now, so we'll do something later. Okay, so this is my user task. So I will give a name for this. Okay, so the task name is review click. Okay, now, okay, now you have to specify what data you want to show to this user. You have to specify what data you want to show to this user. Okay, so you have to specify so what data this user will be seeing. Okay, so So in order to make review, okay, so in order to make the decision, so obviously he has to see the request. Okay, he has to view the claim request. So that's why, so go to parameters and drag and drop claim request onto that. Okay, so when you drag and drop, it will prompt you this one. So it will ask you whether you want to view the data, or you want to, which means you want to make the field as read only, or you want to make the field as write only. So this is the incoming request. So reviewer is not going to update the request data. So it should be read only. So select add data to view. Okay, now, so based on that input data, okay, based on that input data, so he is going to make the decision. Okay, he is going to make the decision. So select claim request and drag and drop onto this review. And this data he is going to update. Okay, this data he is going to update. So that's why, so select add data to assign. Okay, select add data to assign. Okay, now so you see how those data fields will be, data fields mode will be. So we have specified the claim request as read only. So you see the mode as in. So which means when you want to make it read only, okay, when you want to make it read only, the mode will be in. Okay, the mode will be in. So when you want to make it write, so the mode will be out. You can also change the modes from here. Okay, you can also change the modes from here. Okay, so that's it. Now you see, for this user task in the general, you can see few options are there. So these option tells you, so how you want to show the data to the user. Okay, how you want to display the data to the user. So you can use the inbuilt TIBCO forms. Okay, you can use the inbuilt TIBCO forms. So if you want to use the default TIBCO forms, you can use the first option, the third option, and the fourth option. But you are having your own forms. Okay, you are having your own custom forms. Then you have to use the user defined form. Okay, then you have to use your own user defined forms. Okay, if let's say you are having some JSP pages, or you are having some kind of PHP or whatever, so then you will be using the user defined form. But when you are using user defined form, so your forms must implement. Okay, so your form must implement the BPM API. So then only you can pass the data. Okay, so I'm going to create page flow. Okay, so I'm going to create page flow. So page flows will be very important when you want to display different types of data. Okay, when you want to display different types of data, so you have to use the page flow. Okay, so I'm going to use page flow. So select page flow. So now, instead of selecting page flow, we'll generate the page flow. So right click on the user task. So there you have page flow and select generate. Okay, select generate. Okay, so it will be having these two. So your page flow will be having the request data as well as the result data. Okay, so select next and finish. So I'll give a name for it. Okay, so select next and finish. Okay, now so you have to define your page flow. So first of all, page flow are stateless process. Okay, but whereas your business process is stateful process. Okay, business process is stateful process, and your page flow is stateless process. Okay, page flow is stateless process. Okay, now so go to, okay, it's a stateless process. So the status of your page flow will not be saved till the control reaches end. Okay, till the control reaches end, the status will not be saved because it's a stateless process. The status will be stored into database only when the control reaches end activity. So if your system crashes between here, okay, if your system crashes between this, so the data will not be recovered. So you have to restart your page flow process once again. But whereas in the case of BPM process, it's a stateful process. So each step will be stored into database. So if something goes wrong, okay, if before completing the process, if your server crashes, so you can recover that. Okay, so the data will be stored into database. So when the system is restarted, it will be okay. So when the system is restarted, when your BPM system is, so it will be able to recover the state. Okay, so okay. So we need to display request data as well as the result data. So that's why, so go to start and then specify. Okay, so create task and create one more task. Okay, now so both the tasks should be of type forms. So go to the task, so change the task type to user task, and select the second one. So for this also change the activity type to user task. So in one task we'll be displaying the request data. Okay, and this I will give a name, review. Okay, I'm going to name it as. Okay, now so you have to specify data for this. So select claim map and then okay. Now, so expand your page flow. So select the claim request and then so drag and drop into this claim and make the test. And then select claim result and drag and drop onto review and select add data to SI. So one for read only purpose and another one for write purpose. Okay. Now select the claim app and select form. So when you want to customize the form, okay, when you want to customize the default TIBCO form, you select the form option. Okay. Now, so select the next one and select the form and so if you want to see the form, so how it looks, you can select it. Okay. So select preview or open. It will show you the form. So using these controls, you can customize them. So it will show you how exactly your form looks at runtime. So this is how the form will be looking at runtime. Okay. And you can see it's read only, so that's why you can't edit them. Okay, you cannot edit them. So these are the forms that okay. Okay. Now we have created the page flow. So the user will see the data one after another. So first he is going to see the claim app, and then he is going to see the next form review. Okay. So now it is showing error here. Okay, it is showing error. So because you can see that error. So it says that participant is not specified. Okay, so every user task must be associated with one participant. Okay, every user task will be associated with one participant. Okay. Okay, so we have to create participant. So that's why, so go to organization. So you have to configure organization unit. Okay, so select organization unit and specify here. And then name. So I'm going to name it as so add one participant. So I will just give the participant as review. Review. Okay. So now, so this we have to refer. Okay. So now go to participants. Okay, go to participants. So select new participant. Okay, select participant. And then select external reference. Okay, external reference, and then click on browse. Okay, click on browse and select the user review. Okay, select review. Okay, so and then finished. Now, so go to process. Now, so select the user task. So this participant we have to associate to this user task. So select the participant and drag and drop onto that user task. Okay, now you can see the error is disappeared. Okay, so now we can deploy this process. Okay, now we can deploy this process. But one final thing, if you want to test your process, okay, if you want to test your process, so you have to right click on this, you have to create a business service. So because from the open space, only you can test your BPM applications. If you want to interact with the BPM process from open space, you have to create a business service. So right click on it, so business service and select generate. Okay, select generate. Okay, so using this, the business process will be invoked. Okay, so I'll give a name for them. Okay, call the process. That's it. Okay, now so in the next class we will deploy this and we will test this. Okay, so this business service, okay, this business service has so one form, it will display one form to the user, and then so using this send activity. Now this is send intermediate event activity. I mean this is the send activity. So here we'll be having that. What is that? Send. Okay, it is a send activity. So using send activity, it will call the business process. Okay. Okay. So the next class we'll deploy this and we'll test it. Okay. Okay, Sudhakar. Good night. So we'll meet tomorrow.